The babysitting job. Trigger warning. This story contains elements of supernatural horror and may be distressing to some readers. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everyone, before we jump into this spine-chilling tale, I'd love to hear from you. Have any of you ever experienced something unusual while babysitting? Drop a comment below. Last summer, I had an experience that still sends chills down my spine, and I can't shake it off. I really need to share this. Desperate for some extra cash during my college break, I snagged a babysitting gig on Facebook Marketplace. A woman named Mrs. Parker needed someone to watch her adorable 4-year-old daughter, Emma, for just one night while she attended a business dinner. The pay was unbelievable. A whopping $200 for about 6 hours of work. It felt too good to be true. When I pulled up to their house, I was immediately struck by its charm. It was an elegant Victorian-style home, complete with a wraparound porch and a picture-perfect lawn. Mrs. Parker arrived dressed to the nines, radiating sophistication in a stunning black dress, while little Emma was all curled up on the couch, watching Frozen. "Emma's already eaten," Mrs. Parker informed me. "She should be asleep by 8:30. Help yourself to anything in the kitchen. And just a quick note, she sleeps with her favorite doll. If she doesn't have it, bedtime will be a challenge. It should be in her room." Easy enough, right? The evening started off like a dream. Emma and I played with her toys. She proudly showed off her impressive stuffed animal collection. As bedtime neared, she asked for her beloved doll. I headed upstairs to fetch it, but was hit with a wave of confusion. It was nowhere to be found. "Emma, sweetheart, where did you last see your doll?" I inquired, trying to keep my cool. "In the basement," she said, with a cheeky grin. "That's where she likes to play." Now, I'll admit, basements have always creeped me out a little, but I didn't want to be that babysitter, the one who's afraid of a basement. So, down I went. The basement was surprisingly finished, but strangely bare, save for some old furniture draped in white sheets. I shone my phone's flashlight around, heart racing, and that's when I spotted it. A porcelain doll sitting in the corner, its back turned to me. As I approached, an odd chill ran down my spine. The doll looked like it belonged in a museum, dressed in a faded white gown with short, dark hair. Tentatively, I reached out to pick it up, and to my horror, it felt warm, almost alive. Rushing back upstairs with the antique doll, I smiled at Emma, but her reaction made my blood run cold. "That's not my doll," she wailed, tears streaming down her cheeks. "My doll is pink and has blonde hair." Panic surged through me. I told Emma to stay put in the living room and dashed back to the basement. As I descended the stairs, dread washed over me. There, right in the middle of the room, was Emma's actual doll. The cute, modern toy she had described, complete with pink clothes and blonde hair. But here's the kicker. The porcelain doll I had just retrieved? It was back in its corner, facing the wall as if it had never moved an inch. I snatched Emma's doll and bolted upstairs, my heart pounding in my chest. Thank goodness, Emma was right where I had left her. I attempted to call Mrs. Parker, but she was unreachable. Just as I was about to contact the police, my phone buzzed with a text from her. "I'm so sorry. I should have warned you about Mother's doll. She doesn't like strangers touching her things. Don't go back to the basement. I'm on my way home now." I managed to soothe Emma to sleep with her actual doll, praying for the entire ordeal to be over. When Mrs. Parker finally returned home an hour later, she shared a chilling secret. Her mother had passed away there a decade ago, and ever since, the house had been plagued by strange occurrences. The antique doll that dominated the basement was her mother's prized possession, and according to Mrs. Parker, it had a life of its own, sometimes moving as if it were possessed. She offered me double what we'd originally agreed upon, insisting I keep everything a secret. Naturally, I'm spilling the beans now, because even weeks later, I still can't shake what happened that night. But here's the real jaw-dropper, the moment that shattered my sense of reality. Later that evening, as I unpacked my bag at home, my heart raced when I discovered an unexpected item nestled in the side pocket, a small, yellowed piece of paper with faded handwriting. Through squinting eyes, I made out the words, "Thank you for being gentle with my doll. Next time, stay for tea." That was it for me. I blocked Mrs. Parker on Facebook the very next day and steered clear of babysitting gigs altogether. Some experiences carry a price far too steep, no matter how tempting the compensation may be. If you were Mrs. Parker, would you continue living in that house, knowing what you know? Or would you move out immediately? Let me know what you'd do. If this story gave you chills, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to catch more true horror stories every week. Ring that notification bell to join our growing community of horror enthusiasts. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, sweet dreams, if you can sleep after this one. Next week's story involves a strange occurrence at an abandoned mall. You won't want to miss it.